15 names, maybe more, spread across different fields, different cities, different timelines. And what we're doing here is something investigators do all the time. One time, in a movie, a diner, two men sitting across from each other talking about the Zodiac killer case, using salt and pepper shakers to map connections, victims, locations, timelines, trying to answer one question: what is going on? Because once you start arranging the pieces, they begin to look like they fit, even when they don't.
Is that true?
And sometimes they almost do. Now take that same idea and apply it here. 15 names in America. What about China? 10 names there. Some connected to energy, some to defense, some to aerospace, and some only connected by the ideas we project onto them. Individually, they don't form a pattern, but together, they almost do. And that almost is where the story begins.
The FBI is investigating possible connections in the cases of 10 missing or dead scientists and staff who worked at sensitive nuclear or space technology laboratory.
Missing nuclear official becomes the 10th person tied to this dark pattern surrounding U.S.
Two more
secrets.
people are linked to the mysterious web of dead or missing American scientists and researchers, bringing the total number to 13.
This is not. This is real to me.
Here lies a larger question about pattern recognition and conspiracy. Is there a silent war happening, or is it all coincidence? Why should we care? Well, this story isn't just online anymore. It's moving outward. In comments to Fox News Digital, Michio Kaku said the clustering of cases involving scientists with access to sensitive research is unprecedented and warrants coordinated government scrutiny. Local investigations, federal attention, mentions of agencies like the FBI looking into specific cases, not confirming a connection, but acknowledging the questions. And that's enough, because once institutions start looking, the public starts connecting. Let's zoom out from the noise and look down from the clouds. Energy demand is rising. AI systems are consuming power at scale. Infrastructure is straining. At the same time, defense systems are expanding. More surveillance, more control over information. And now,
space. Gonna be a lot of things happening in space.
A military presence in space? Not for exploration, for control. Satellites, communication, observation. The sky is no longer empty. It's a fully occupied territory. Then there's the section of beyond. UAP, UFO, USO, NHI, ARV, ETI, CE5, BLT on Rye. We are drowning in acronyms. This world is known to few and unknown to most. However, it is acknowledged by the government, discussed in hearings, released in reports, but never fully explained. Now place that on top of aerospace systems, defense systems, advanced physics. This is where the lines blur. And this is also where people begin to form theories that something is coming, an event. Nuclear testing at Area 51 again? A threat. Anti-gravity drones? Something that could justify emergency powers, expanded surveillance, something that could be framed as external, even alien. There is no confirmed evidence of this, no verified plan, but the theory doesn't exist in isolation. It grows out of the environment. Michael Parenti would explain it like this: there is no conspiracy when interests converge. Energy systems need protection. Defense expands to protect them. Aerospace becomes infrastructure. Surveillance grows to manage it. And the unknown sits on top of all of it.
But I am a cop. I can't prove this. Just because you can't prove it doesn't mean it's not true. Easy, Dirty Harry.
So what do these names share? Not a secret meeting, not a hidden project, a position. Each one sits near the edge of these systems, some inside, some adjacent, some observing, but all close enough to be pulled into the same story. Let's start by separating them, not as a list, as categories. Group 1, Defense and Military. A retired Air Force General, William McCaskill, last seen near Kirtland Air Force Base. Matthew James Sullivan worked for the Air Force Intelligence Agency, National Air and Space Intelligence Center, and the National Security Agency. Stephen Garcia, security contractor. Also missing from KSNSC's New Mexico facility. This is the world of classified research, compartmentalized systems, information that doesn't move freely. Group 2, Nuclear and Energy. Multiple names tied to Los Alamos National Laboratory and the NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory. Anthony Chavez, Melissa Cassius, Frank Maywald, Michael David Hicks. Energy, weapons, infrastructure. The same science that powers cities and defines global power. Group 3, Aerospace and Space Systems. Carl Grillmeyer, Caltech astrophysicist who worked on NASA's NEOWISE and NEO-Surveyor project, and then Monica Reza and Joshua LeBlanc, aerospace and electrical engineers who also worked at the institutions like the Jet Propulsion Laboratory and California Institute of Technology. This is where the sky becomes infrastructure, satellites, navigation, observation. Group 4, Advanced Physics. A fusion scientist at MIT Plasma Science and Fusion Center, Nuno Loureiro. Ning Li, Center for Space Plasma and Aeronomic Research and AC Gravity LLC. The edge of energy, the edge of what's possible. Group 5, the unknown. And then there's David Wilcock, a public voice in the UFO and disclosure world. Not part of the same systems, but orbiting them. Along with 2 others that died from cancer and apparently old age in the last year, Nick Pope and Eric von Daniken. This is the outer rim of what's possible and improbable. Group 6, the narrative layer, where names that don't fit cleanly into the narrative but are adjacent. Jason Thomas, Assistant Director of Chemical Biology at Novartis. This is the circle that forms the boundaries of the intersections, the inner rim of where conspiracy and connection lie. It also includes people like Amy Eskridge, an engineer, working around unconventional propulsion and anti-gravity ideas. Also studied at the University of Alabama in Huntsville. where Ning Li originally worked. The narrative is simultaneously the closest and furthest link away from any cohesive answer. No single person sits at the center, but together, they trace the shape of it. China is experiencing a similar pattern. Coincidence or nefarious action? Why now? Who's next? What's at the center of all of this?
Left the meeting on that subject, so pretty serious stuff. But we're going to be now, hopefully, I don't know, coincidence, if you want it, whatever you want to call it, but
A point of convergence, the center of overlapping systems, a role we expect someone to occupy. And when something happens, someone will fill it, whether they belong there or not. And that's where the larger question comes from. This isn't about proving a conspiracy. It's about understanding a moment, a point in time where energy, defense, aerospace, and the unknown are all tightening at once. And when that happens, everything starts to look connected. Because in some ways, it is. But there's one problem. The same one they had in that diner.
Finish the book.
We know something. We know there is convergence. We just can't prove it yet. We're still moving the pieces, still deciding what connects and what doesn't. Still trying to find the center. And that means we could be seeing something real. Or we could be missing the most important detail, a signal. And the difference between those two things is everything. So if you are intrigued and want to know more, subscribe, share it. I don't have any advertisers, so it's all you folks. There's a new video every couple of weeks right now. Let me know your thoughts, what you like, what you don't like. I hope you find peace.